So, I want to talk about a new idea I have for a headgear sort of for um, autistic people that combines a couple of ideas before with noise canceling headphones um, and with ones with talking and everything together. Um, so, first thing new would be a little thing tracker that goes in front of your, in between the middle of your eyes. And this little tracker would have would simply be an accelerometer, which are tiny things in your phone, to Fitbit, smart fitness watches, and Wii controls, everything that tells it if it's moving from side to side or in any other direction. Briefly, how they work is there's many different ones, but the simplest ones have a little tiny crystal that can, when it moves, by a piezoelectric effect, there's a little pressure because some metal here or metal here that causes one place to crash into it. It makes a little electricity or vibrates. Or you can have ones that work by having metals or other thin wires that change conductivity when they move. You can have something that changes the way it vibrates, or you can have little almost switches in the system. There's many ways people have done it, but it's a very well developed technology that's everywhere, very cheap and very precise for most part, and even getting more precise. The other thing it could have is something. If you want something more active to track where your eyes are, you could have a little actual camera that's meant to look at your pupils and stuff. That's not high resolution, but just for that one purpose, looking at your eyes. But that's something you could maybe turn on and off or not have at all. It will use a lot more electricity, so turning it off a lot will be very useful for electric saving way or privacy, and you could have a mechanical switch to do it if you're really worried about privacy. But the reason why I have this is a couple folds. One fold is that this tracking idea could if you're not looking at the screen directly, it could dim the screen, so it hurts people with migraines and stuff like me less. Or it could be used which also could save power on the computer screen. The device uses more electricity though. It could also be used to change the screen settings so it's higher resolution when you're looking at it more, low resolution in the peripheries. And it also has a different color scheme too, because you see different colors, less colors in your peripheries than in the very center you see a certain amount of color, then in peripheries, then it goes a little up, then down, how much color you see. So you can change the color screen formats and stuff like that, which could induce less headaches and sensory overload and migraines. Or you could have it that and you could play around with these settings. You could have a screen that focuses the light less, because the focus light is really what hurts your eyes the most, but it focuses the light less instead makes it go sprayed out. You can have it zoom into whatever you're looking at most, which could mean that a smaller screen could act like a bigger screen in some ways. As you look at a section, it gets bigger if you stare at it very long, which could help also if you have migraines or have problems seeing stuff or visually innate. You could also give controls with moving your head or bobbing up and down to control electronic devices, which could help people that are movement impaired or something, or when your hands are not free. So this tracking devices, both passive and non-passive, could be very, very useful. And it wouldn't be that hard. The hardest part would be if it was actual eye tracking and with also varying light conditions. So you'd have to try on many, many different scenarios just to make sure there's no bug for people with different eye colors or different other things going on. And you could combine eye tracking and the accelerometer for even better. The other thing would be to have, I put microphones, I meant to say earbuds, speakers kind of thing, but they're designed the better ones in the videos I've designed before and make it come down and really plug into your ears, which I have made many videos on, talking about noise cancellation technology stuff. But to have them coming off here, down from the device, then you can have the whole device much more like a axle cap. And the reason why I say like an axle cap is for some people like me that's more comfortable because you don't put the weight on one little section as much. You have that weight over a broader area. You could also have a visor, just like a baseball cap, which could help keep the sun out of your eyes and other problems like that. And by making it also have even maybe a pull down sunglasses, if you want to be fancy, that you can just flip up and down, or even sunglasses that can change color, which could be even electronically controlled, so that people, depending on the mood, could dim or lower the amount of light, depending on how overloaded they already feel, based on other sensory input and the general mood and health. And a nice thing about having this all-in-one device is that there's less stuff to remember, and it's there, which is so much more easy when you already have executive dysfunction and other problems that causes you to forget a bunch of things. The second thing to do is that this all could be 3D printed to customize different shapes and sizes for weight distribution for different people's heads and for different comforts. And you could have a lining in it to make it have the right texture for different people. You could even have this whole thing be modular, so you can switch out different designs and stuff for either different utilities or just for comfort or a fashion statement, which might be very important for expression itself. Another thing that I thought about putting is little neck massages and heaters, so you could have something going down here that goes more around your neck and maybe even wrap around your neck, take out some more weight, but it could give you a neck massage or heat you up just to comfort you or to improve blood flow. And blood flow to the head is a major issue in some people that causes fainting and more. Maybe this could help with that. Now, making this fashionable with 3D printing and designs and custom is really important, because you want people not to be made fun of, partly, but if people think it's a cool thing that looks cool, people are more likely not to stigmatize it in some way, and people are also likely to more normalize it and be willing to wear it in public if it has some semblance to themselves. Other things that I think can be done with this is you can easily put monitors for blood flow using lights in here and some other simple blood measurements. You could easily measure the body temperature here and blood flow very much to the brain, which might be better than a fitness watch with detecting strokes and stuff like that early on. So I think this all in all would be a very, very useful idea. Yes. So that's it for now. I hope you found this interesting. Oh yes, one last thing. And I think that is that we can also put a microphone near the mouth. And with all the other things I talk about, clear stuff, putting it near the mouth would be the best location just for clear audio and have it constantly there for clear audio, which is something I have a problem with, just holding my phone and my hands not being free. And having my hands free will let me stim more and talk naturally, which is a lot more relaxing to me. So it helped me with some of that phone anxiety. And this will also just help me phone anxiety in general. And it also will be something that one less thing to forget and one less thing to stumble around with. Thank you very much for listening. Please like and subscribe. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers in a year and 4,000 watch hours, which is really hard, but with your help, I think I can do it. Thank you very much. Goodbye.